Hey guys, it's Will here, welcome back to the channel. Tonight, after a bit of a delay, is going to be part 2 of my vlog on building a Cities of Sigmar army. And tonight I want to talk about choosing your sub-faction, in this case, which of the cities I've chosen. So in most 40k and AOS armies right now, you have to choose a sub-faction. You know, are you Ultramarines, Salamanders, White Scars? Are you, Storm Host of Hammers of Sigmar, Anvils of Held Hammer, various things like that. They all pretty much now have their own variations. And with Cities of Sigmar, it's no different. You have to pick which of the 3 cities your guys are representing, but unusually for Age of Sigmar, you have to do it. There's no benefit or advantage of not picking one, which for some factions, for example, Stormcast, there are actually benefits in taking one that don't follow a particular storm host from the book. But with Cities of Sigmar, definitely worth doing, and obviously with my army, I'm going to want to build something that's got some fun and theme to it, so picking one of the cities helps to, kind of set the tone for the army, both in terms of the theme behind it, what is the lore behind these guys, what is this city about, what's the populace like, but also how does it play on the tabletop, because it makes a big difference. Some of the cities do different things better, and particularly in Cities of Sigmar, even like what units you can take. Sylvaneth as part of your city can only be done in Living City. Caradron Overlords as part of your city can only be done if you're doing Tempest's Eye, so you want to pick your faction. Now, one of my plans from the word go with this army was going to be that my Stormcast would ally in. Now, my Stormcast are very distinctly on Realm of Fire bases. That's great. 4 of the cities here can be from the Realm of Fire, so I could base them the same way and make a nice sort of theme. So I definitely want to go with one of the 4 Realm of Fire ones. So the first of the cities in Akshi is Tempest's Eye. Now, Tempest's Eye doesn't particularly appeal to me. It's got some cool strategies to it, but the main thing, it's a very mobile force, which again isn't a bad thing. It's just not what particularly jumped out to me. But its other key thing is you can take Caradron Overlords units as up to 1 in 4 units in your army, so they're not allies, they're actually part of your city. So that would be, I think, the main draw of taking Tempest's Eye. But I've got nothing against Caradron Overlords, but just wasn't particularly drawn to taking them, so don't think that one's really for me. Skip back a few places and we've got Anvil Guard. Kind of similar situation here, where it's not bad, there's some cool stuff in here, but it doesn't fit what my army wants to be, although, there's certainly some, in the lore, a lot of like elfy flavour to it. It's more the very dark side of what used to be Dark Elves. So you've got things like your Hydras and, it just feels quite dark and not really in keeping with the kind of theme and look I'm going for the army. So that leaves me with 2 choices really. Hallowheart, which is the very magic heavy city, originally founded by the Hallowed Knights, and Hammerhal, the city originally founded by the Hammers of Sigmar, which happened to be the storm host I play. That's also the twin-tailed city because it is in both the realms of Akshi and Gairan, with a realm gate in the middle of it. And this has some really cool options actually. You've got, you don't take battle shock tests in your own territory. You can spend a CP to fight a second time with a unit. If you're within 12 inches of a hero, I think you have to be in your opponent's territory. A very martial city, and it's got a really cool War Squirrel battalion. I'm not even sure which way I'd go for it, but it's you kind of want a free guild general on a griffin and a bunch of what they called demigryph knights. Really cool, but it's going to be another sort of elite combat army, which is kind of what I do with my Stormcast anyway, and doesn't use some of the really cool features that this book has. So one of the key things I was excited about here is the amplified sorcery rule that all the cities get, where basically your endless spells are better, which makes your endless spells really worth taking. And as soon as I saw endless spells, up to that point I hadn't played Sigmar for a while. I'd kind of been building my Stormcast back in first edition, but hadn't got many games in. Saw some of the endless spells, and I was like, wow, I need to play this. I need that model. That is so cool. Ravanax Dacian Jaws. I know it's not great in the game, but it's such a cool looking model. So I figured, you know what? Let's go full kind of magic. Let's go the City of Hallowheart. So Hallowheart has the arcane channeling ability, so all my wizards can take an extra spell. Oh, sorry, no, that's not arcane channel. It's Eldritch Attunement. Mages of the Whitefire Council. My wizards all know an extra spell. That's a pretty good start. Sorry, they can cast an extra spell, and then the lore here, they get 2 spells rather than 1. So already all your wizards are going to be doing a lot better. Eldritch Attunement is nice, it just gives you a bit of protection. It's a 5+ to ignore the effects of spells or end of spells on a friendly unit, but it is optional, so you don't have to take it against your own spells. You can still cast your own buffs without any trouble. And then you've got the command ability where your hero can do, I think it's d6 damage to himself. Yeah, so d6 damage to himself, but then him and all friendly wizards within 12 of him can add that to their casting roll. So you can be really spamming some really high power magic. It's got some great basic spells, so as well as your endless spells, your spells on your war scrolls, any realm spells if you're using those. Some really nice spells here as well. I'm particularly liking Ignite Weapon, which is just a straight up +1 to wound. A lot of cities units are more kind of about the numbers than the actual damage, particularly like the Dread Spear unit I'm thinking of running. And they get a lot of attacks, and they hit pretty well, but they don't wound very well, so that's going to be nice. Warding Brand, which allows you to bounce hits back. A couple of nice sort of attack spells as well. So yeah, really excited to give these guys a try. So this is the city I'm going to be running, Hallowheart. And just flick back to the artwork as well to look at what that looks like. So the suggested colour scheme is blue and white, which actually fits really nicely with my plan to port in all my old High Elf units, because if we bring over my Phoenix Guard guy here, sorry, light's not very good in here, but as you can see, he is mostly white with a bit of blue, and the flames sort of to indicate he's a Phoenix Guard. And my High Elf Spearmen, that I'm going to be running as Dread Spears. They are again metallic with blue and white, and I have started the conversion on these, giving them all these more Greek hoplite style shields, so they look a bit different, making them count as Dread Spears basically. You know, they don't have a war scroll, so I'm going to run them as Dread Spears, but I thought make a bit of an effort to convert them. And what I've done there is I've free-handed the symbol for Hallowheart on there as well to start getting into the theme of this. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be running, Hallowheart. Still not quite settled on a list yet. Obviously going to have a lot of spellcasters, because that's kind of the cool thing, and magic is one of the coolest things in Age of Sigmar anyway. You know, it's a really kind of high fantasy type game rather than you know, being kind of on the periphery. Magic, it really is front and centre, so got some cool ideas for what I'm going to be running with that. Anyway, this video's already gone on longer than intended. Hope you guys found it like an interesting insight to my thought process, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Hopefully the next video will be showing you the first 500 points of my Hallowheart army that I'm getting built up. See you again soon. Bye.